Now that the proposal is out of the way and you're getting married, the fun really begins. Choosing the location, entertainment, limo, and video, there's so much to do. Let your imagination go. Consider all the possibilities. Weddings today can be as individual as the couple.
Got married out here about 3 months ago. We're never inside anyways, so we're almost always out here on the weekends and everything. So that's it was only natural for us. Well, we started out, the ceremony started with me riding up to the barn on one of the horses over here. And my dad helped me off of the horse and walked me down the aisle. So that's we started the ceremony with me riding a horse side saddle. Yeah, I had your normal, I got my wedding gown from David's Bridal. I had a normal wedding gown and just made sure that it had a wide enough skirt that I could ride side saddle and it would be attractive. So nobody was surprised. I mean, they all thought it was going to be very cool. It actually turned out even neater than we had thought it would, but nobody was surprised in the least. People would have been more surprised if we would have done the big church wedding with the hall and everything. It's just not who we are. There was a lot of it that was just so neat, but I gotta say, sitting on that horse, the week leading up to the wedding was horrible. I mean, as most brides know, I was up throwing up most nights. I was just sick to my stomach. I was so stressed out. And then I got on that horse and sitting there waiting for my cue to ride down the aisle was what really, it calmed me down and it made me ready. But I don't know, it's really a toss-up between that and shooting the AR-15. So the most important part is to keep it true to yourself. I mean, the more fun you're having, the more fun everybody else has. I mean, people have told us that it was a really small wedding for us. I mean, we planned it really quickly, trying to make it so that his brother could be his best man and everything. And people have told us that the wedding was the most fun at a wedding that they've ever had because it was so genuine and it was so us and it was so much about celebrations that, you know, it would have been impossible to not have fun. You have to have fun.
Not only the venue can be unique, but how about the cake?
Hi, this is Roberta Hoppert. I'm the owner of Incredible Edible Cakes here in Eustis, Florida. 99% of my business is wedding cakes and groom's cakes for those weddings. And so it does involve meeting with the couple ahead of time to pick out the cake of their dreams. And very often they bring their mother and their bridesmaids or their sister or their grandma. We discuss the design. Sometimes they do bring me a picture of a cake they've seen either online or in a magazine and just want that duplicated completely, which is fine. That makes life easy for me. But I do always ask them to bring pictures of cakes that have aspects of things that they like. They don't have to like the whole cake because, again, when you come to someone custom like myself, we can make that cake specifically yours uniquely. It won't look like anybody else's because we can design it together. I have a software program that lets me build a cake, click and drag on the laptop and build that cake for them so when they leave they have a picture of the cake we've designed together. And so once they let me know the general feel and the things that they've always dreamed of their cake looking like, everything from what kind of shape, is it round, is it square, hexagon, petal shaped, all kinds of shapes, or sometimes they want a mixture. Bottom one square, the next one round, the next one hexagon, the next one petal. So anything literally goes these days in the wedding cake market. And other things we talk about are how many guests will be attending the reception so that I know how big to make the cake. I did have a bride recently say she was having 300 guests at the reception, but she only wanted a cake for 100. So I wanted to know how she was going to decide which 200 people didn't get to eat cake. And she said, "Oh, people don't eat wedding cake." I said, "They eat my wedding cake." If they've ever been to a wedding, because that is the most critical part to me, you should start with a yummy cake. If it's not going to taste good, then you might as well just have the decorator cover a piece of styrofoam rather than bake the whole thing and go through all of that. It's important to me also that the cake be beautiful and have that real wow pop factor. But as important as that to me is that it should be just yummy and scrumptious, and people should be eyeing the table to see if there's maybe a little extra and they could go back for a second piece. We have one shot at getting it right that day. Not that everything will go perfect necessarily at their wedding, and I always encourage my couples to not focus on every detail being specifically correct. Their guests won't know anyway, but to focus on what the day is all about. But I will do everything I can do to not let anything that goes wrong have anything to do with that cake.
And gifts are so important. Not only the gifts you get, but the ones you give.
I'm Jean Thorpe, and we're at Alatta's in downtown Leesburg. Well, we have a bridal registry. Brides can come in, choose gifts they'd like to receive, register for them. Pandora was designed to, tell a story about your life, and the beads represent moments and things that happen in your life. And there are, we have silver beads, there are beads that have stones in them to represent birthstones and other important things to people. I had a woman who came in and she had an acorn on her bracelet, and I couldn't figure out why anybody would have an acorn, and she said to her it was the fact that her daughter brought her acorns every day from school, that she had picked them up off of the playground, and that was her present every afternoon, was an acorn. So, everything, has a reason for it, and the beads are designed by, well, not designed, but the ideas come from the website that people can log on to, and it comes from the people who buy it and go on and suggest ideas. And so it's things that are important to people, and that's how they get the ideas for the new beads. They do. I've had brides come in for hostess gifts for when showers have been thrown for them. They like to buy a gift for a hostess. Bridesmaids and groomsmen gifts are available. We can do party favors, things like that.
I'm Barbara Warner.
I'm Susan Ellis, and I'm with Over the Moon Events, and we plan weddings. We're wedding planners.
A lot of times brides have ideas about what they want, and they can't get everything in their budget, but if they can work on cutting their numbers or changing their numbers, a lot of times we can work with them to get everything that they want.
Well, I think that a consultant is a good idea in most cases, because many times people don't realize how many details there are involved in doing a wedding. And the consultant can kind of take all of that worry from you and make sure that you're on track so that your day is exactly what you want it to be.
Start talking to people who have experience out there. There are a lot of people in the wedding industry, but if you go to a professional, someone who's been around, who can help guide you and direct you.
Not only can they guide you and take you to vendors and help you select things that are, exactly what you want for your wedding, they'll take care of following up for you.
Brunch weddings are getting to be very popular these days. But size and time of day are very important, as well as time of year.
We had a wedding where the bride and groom forgot their marriage license, and they couldn't be married that day. So we had a fake wedding, and then they were married later. But that was just very scary there for a while, trying to get everything coordinated. But we, everyone in the end had a wonderful time.